it we don't even get involved with this, our school board, our PTA. It's so much that we could do in our community, and we don't do it. And that's free, easy stuff, easy stuff. We don't get involved. So, um I don't know. And
That's why
and,
you have
and
to
in
set
my
up.
opinion, until we change our behavior, nothing will change, period.
Right. So how does everyone know about Essence Fest or the games or
Oh,
football
we
or
oh
which
no,
show?
we know about partying. No, 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 no. We know about partying.
But no, hear
Food,
me out. Well,
eating,
how do we
party, you name it.
know? How do we know about it? Is it social media? Is it our friends? Did we find it out in church? Because if we didn't, then we need to go to those spaces to get the word out. It doesn't have to hit them over the head, but at least put it there. So it's all about being in the right place and marketing to educate folks, because usually it only really takes a spark, you know. So get in those same spaces where people are learning about slavery and
Well,
enslavement
listen,
or,
it's also will, right? It's also will. You have to have the interest, the will, the motivation, and that's not there either. And it's not, education is, maybe the education has to come in the form of inspiring and motivating, right? Maybe,
yeah, but that's what I mean by marketing. So it's how you get it
well,
out there.
that would be the marketing, right? The marketing,
Right. Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Right. Yeah, it would. Yeah, that would be the marketing, the motivation, motivating, helping people to know that pothole that you keep driving over, or walking over. Guess what? There's a person on your community board that's responsible for fixing it.
Right.
It's simple stuff like that.
Right. So I'm thinking since a lot of the younger generations or whatever who like to go live and whatnot, when you run into those potholes, film it. Go live with it. Be like every day I run over this pothole and tag the person responsible. Just put it out there. Make it a thing. Make that the new TikTok trend equivalent, etc. Do
I like
something.
that. I like that,
Just
Doug. I like that. I really like that. You just inspired me.
I think there are some of the explanations behind that are really complicated. There's a lack of trust that is behind the lack of interest. Like when people have been in the past like financially exploited and taken advantage of, and they know that there are those stories where someone in their family had funds or money or property lost and taken away from them that was unfair and illegal, but they couldn't prove it. I see that a lot, and there's also our inability to trust each other. So getting together and forming something like mutual aid funds and group economics is something that a lot of our people struggle with trusting one another in order to even put their money in the pot. And then there's also a history behind why we have less disposable income and disposable time in order to invest in things like school boards and city council meetings and those types of things on a regular basis. And the more affluent Black people who have the ability to go travel across the country, book hotels, and go to Essence Fest are not necessarily the people who are living in a lower economic status where they're dealing with like just the happenings in their neighborhood that would probably benefit from having their attention, but they're overworked and underpaid. So there's less disposable time to be able to do that, particularly if their parents are elderly. So I see a lot of the education is given like I don't know, maybe 10 years ago there was like every single where I turned it was financial literacy workshops, learn about money, learn, educate, educate, educate. But there was very little underpinning that to give people the tools that they needed in order to execute and maintain and keep those types of things going, particularly if they already earned a lower income, and folks who had, two jobs and a side hustle and braid hair and sell plates. to be able to have enough money to put away and invest and have something on a continuing basis.
Right. Okay, so
To be, we have to be
question
concerned.
why?
Go on, go on.
Why do people live outside their means? Is it something they're seeing? How
I
do
can
they
hear
know
you.
they need to be on the cruise or the bus or the spa or whatever and spending money outside their means just so they can be like they saw on that TV show or
You got to
movie or
speak up.
commercial?
You have to speak up.
You know what? 'Cause I'm listening and walking away. Sorry. Uh, I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I I don't know. I was just basically saying how people who barely have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, yet they still do these, frivolous things because somebody fed them the whole you got to take care of yourself first or whatever, whatever drug they're running on. How do they know about these spas or to take a cruise or to, have Calgon take them away or something like that versus the regular necessary essentials? Unless it was in a TV, a movie, a commercial, or somebody, you know, egging them on to do this or that. So whatever that was, we need to mimic it in a more positive fashion instead of a frivolous fashion. So
Okay.
I don't sound that demographic, but
I understand what you're saying. We have to be very conscious of the fact that there's community and there's individuals. Too often I see that merging together when sometimes when we have these conversations or these meetings here. Now, when we were talking about the roles, we that is a community issue. Now, when it comes to the individual, that's where the individual has to be concerned about what they're doing and what they want to do is for scaling up. What I mean is for learning how to manage your checking account, manage your money, or or get a job or the things that you need. Because a lot of times here, when we look at the numbers, a lot of people spend their disposable income on the wrong thing. And why is that? Nobody's forcing them to go out there and buy them lotto tickets. Nobody's forcing them to drink that liquor and them other negative things that they are doing. Thank you.
that's why I posed the question and answered it. How are they knowing about that stuff unless it was somehow marketed to them? And if we can take that platform and market to them something more positive, that could at least, change the numbers.
Well, we're doing that with Sankofa, but we have to make sure we don't want to uh, put the cart before the horse, and that's why uh, it's important that we get an understanding of what we are doing and be in agreements with it. I'm talking about for the majority of us, and that doesn't make a difference whether it's on your in your personal or community. It's basically the same thing. What is your value system? What are you willing to make sacrifices for? And going down the list. So I don't hear that. I don't see that. And see, and I can say that because I deal with economics. I also deal with the law too. When you have a education system where people not reading, and I'm not just talking about just melanated, I'm talking about in this country, and then you uh, get so much into the influencer or the TikToks and all that, then you get further behind. That's why in China, and I keep bringing up China for example, because they don't let the child stay on TikTok as long as they want to. I think they give them a couple of hours per day. It's the same way when it comes to education. They spend more classroom time dealing with education, not in America, because often you hear teachers, what they call it, the teachers be having planning days. That's yeah. Every time I listen, every time I hear them, they talking about planning day. Thank you.
So how are you reaching those parents and teachers to change that?
Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. How you change that? Where see,
How are you changing it? Not how you change it. How are you currently
I
changing
do
that?
I do that every day because that's what I do with the think tank.
How? How?
I deal with I deal with four components. I write articles on this and that. That's from my perspective here. That's all I can do. And did I deal with politics too? So I'm in there advocating for policy or laws.
Advocating to our government currently for
Absolutely, that's what I
policies?
do. I put it up all the time in the room.
So
The think tank.
you're going the government route. So technically, you're not reaching out to parents or teachers at the moment. You're reaching out to the government.
Are you asking me now? Uh, are you
That's what
asking
I'm
me?
asking. I asked how, you said government. So I'm confirming you're reaching out currently to the government, not the parent nor the teacher.
No, I reach out. I'm holistic. Did you get that part? I reach out to both, but most of the time, when it comes to the melanated community, when we have these meetings, they kill the messenger before they read the message. Did you get that part?
You're kind of talking in